You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, eyewitnesses told the grand jury, black eyewitnesses, that Brown charged the police officer and had been attacking him, basically. I'm not endorsing the police state or how our country's degenerated. But the globalists want to produce a thug culture. We have the special report with Rick Ross coming up where he breaks that down. The hip-hop to prison pipeline. I'm going to give the number out at the start of the next segment. Start going to your phone calls. Joe Biggs, we were going to go back to him and talk about Delta Force that he saw there. We'll do that in the next segment briefly. He had to go because he's working on a big story. So Jakari is back in front of the camera in Ferguson. Jakari, I mean, the PSYOP is so obvious. When they make the announcement at 7:30 at night, the worst time to do it, with all that hype, they kept coming out over and over again. We're going to announce it. Having the police stand down, letting it get hyped up. MSNBC and CNN trying to, basically legitimize, the looters as protesters. I mean, I think this all is very, very suspicious. What's your bottom line on what you're expecting? Because if this continues tonight and another day, if it starts to spread to other cities, this could be a major political distraction from all the executive orders and the rest of it. What do you think's happening, Jakari?
Yes, I believe it is a major political distraction because we see this. It just announced the amnesty, so I think it definitely is conveniently located. Never let a good crisis go to waste. The new people were very focused on the Ferguson issue, so it's going to distract from anything. Who knows what else is going to be run through during this time when everybody's so focused on what's going on here. And this is an important story, but there are many other things going on in the United States as well.
Sure, and I mean, what type of country gets brought to its knees over a police shooting? I mean, clearly there's good shootings by police, there's bad shootings, there's good cases of citizens shooting people, there's bad cases. Since when can the media decide to make something the big, giant event, and then all hell breaks loose predictably? It's so sad.
Yeah, it is sad, and as I was talking with David a couple of days ago, and he was asking why this shooting, because we see other shootings or other episodes of police interaction that are much more cut and dry, things where it's really not debated that the police officer acted, outside of his abilities when he rendered the punishment on the person, put the brutality on him. So, why this situation, I'm not exactly sure. I guess they thought this was something that they could really get behind and push their whole weight behind. We see incidents like Kelly Thomas, the recent shooting in New York in the stairwell. Things are much more black and white in terms of, right and wrong, but they don't get as much publicity. So I guess they just thought this was the right time, the right area. They had the right type of populace, the right type of police response at that time to push the narrative. So I think that's really how they got on this particular issue. And there have been many other shootings before and since that didn't get near as much fanfare.
All right, Jakari, I know you've got some people there talking over the mic, so I'm going to come back to you and finish up after the break, after we can move away or get to a position where you're not getting talked over. And then we'll talk to Joe about his military perspective on the Spec Ops folks from Fort Bragg with North Carolina plates, clearly Army there, clearly 35 years old or so, maybe 40, quite a few of them running around the courthouse. And the fact that they're there really escalates this. So we'll talk to you after the break. That's Jakari Jackson from the epicenter of the looting and the rioting last night and people shooting at the first responders. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And it just makes my head spin that when we caught people with Molotov cocktails and caught people throwing them, right there the police wouldn't go after them because they'd been ordered not to. But they would shoot our people with rubber bullets. I mean, I don't even want to demonize the police, but what do you say about that? There's clearly an agenda in the orders they're being given to escalate this. And we said, if they make the announcement early in the night and do all this, they want a big event. If the police then stand down and allow looting, they want a big event. They're trying to prime the whole country to blow up like in the 60s. Stay with us.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
In the near future. When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
We let the worst people get controlled and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime Directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it. Aging starts at the cellular level. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries. During that period, key patented compounds have focused on mitochondrial growth, nerve growth, and rejuvenation. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. We now have the synergistic solution, DNA Force, just one of the key compounds. BioPQQ is backed by major clinical studies and over 175 PubMed-listed published studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. DNA Force from InfoWars Life.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Well, you really can't make stuff up like this. I've got an article up on Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and the mainstream media TV video report about it. England is looking at restricting knives, banning people basically having butcher knives. They proposed this before, but now it's moving ahead. Laws to ban citizens having knives because we need to stop stabbings. Anybody can make a knife in a matter of minutes with household tools. You can bash somebody's brains out with thousands of things, a brick, a rolling pin, a hammer. Thousands of people a year get killed by hammers in the U.S. Going to ban hammers? Just amazing that they can convince the public. How about they chop our hands off because people use their hands to hold weapons? How about we just kill everybody so that people stop committing murder? This is the logic. If there are no more humans, we will have peace. Sounds like something Emperor Palpatine would say. We have Jakari Jackson and Joe Biggs both reporting from Ferguson, Missouri. If Joe Biggs is ready, we're going to finish up with Jakari and then go to Joe Biggs here in just a moment to talk about Delta Force that he videotaped Sunday and shot photos of with Jakari outside the Justice Center, a.k.a. courthouse, there at the county seat. And then coming up, I'm going to go through all the latest on this because most experts agree we're going to see more rioting tonight. The big issue for me Jakari, is that if they continue to hype this and continue to have the police now stand down, even as they're getting shot at, and bullets are bouncing around, and they're shooting at firefighters and their fire trucks, if they don't go and identify who's doing this with police intelligence units who could easily see what's happening with their binoculars and surveillance, if they don't swarm in and start grabbing the bad guys that are giving the protesters a bad name, then this is going to escalate and be a free fire zone for criminals to continue to kill people like they killed one person last night driving in their car, probably racially motivated. If that continues, it will spread to other parts of the country, and I think that's what the Justice Department wants. They ship guns to Mexico to destabilize it and blame the Second Amendment. That killed 100,000 people. The overall drug war has in the last 7-8 years. Thousands of them from Fast and Furious. So we know this goes on. They made the announcement at a key time to exacerbate it. We have the live stream footage that you and others got of as soon as the verdict comes out, people start running from the demonstration area to set things on fire. Black-owned businesses, white-owned businesses, Mexican food restaurants looted and torched. I mean, what type of evil person wants to burn down a neighborhood of random people? I mean, I can even see the stupidness of racially motivated. If you think, it's whites doing it to you, go burn down a white business. That's still stupid, bigoted, like the Klan, killing some innocent black person or burning down their church. But I just really don't get... go burn down a black-owned business. It just seems so mindless and just seems like total criminals taking advantage of this. Jakari, do you agree with me, or what's your view on how bad this might get and this could spread to other parts of the country?
Yeah, we hear a lot of chatter of people talking about they want to have a similar thing in L.A. and Chicago, many other areas as well. And as far as burning down the businesses and looting the businesses, we talked to a couple of the shopkeepers that's in that video that you guys have, immediately after the looting happened. And the people who got looted didn't have their businesses boarded. And we asked them, we said, why didn't you board your business? They said, we had faith in this community. We trusted our neighbors, and this is what happened to us. And once again, a lot of the people who came in here to do the looting, they were, outside provocateurs and all that, but their businesses were damaged nonetheless. We talked to a lady who worked in a barbershop, also a man who owned a store right across the street that sold wireless phones and so forth. They were very disappointed, and they couldn't believe that this would happen again in their own community. They thought the community had healed. There had been a lot of proactive things going on, and they just didn't expect it to be on this scale once again.
Well, I cover it, Jakari, in my film from 2000, Police State 2, The Takeover, my second in the Police State series. I show the police being interviewed. I even show the newscasts and news articles and then eyewitnesses that Delta Force was there running security, and that the White House was in command of hundreds of anarchists who were brought in out of a university in Oregon and then housed and protected, and they were allowed to loot Nike Town. They were allowed to attack. The cops were ordered to stand down, be hit by bottles and stuff for the TV cameras. Now, the cops didn't know what was going on. Later, they spoke out. Then they were turned loose on the peaceful 60,000 demonstrators a day later and went out and attacked everybody. So that's what's being done here. They're going to let some cops get shot, let some firefighters get shot, let some shopkeepers get killed. People are going to say, you better do something. And then they're going to go after all the demonstrators, people, period, and sell the message that the First Amendment leads to violence, so we've got to get rid of it. And that includes free speech online. We've got to curtail this, or it causes crises. It causes flash mobs. It causes Arab Springs. When we know it was Google, came out 2 years after and bragged that they met in north of London at the same hotel where they had Bilderberg a year later, and that they planned the Arab Spring and how to only let certain groups get traction on Facebook and Twitter. See, the globalists run these big global platforms, and then during key times, they steer things. Now, is the average cop bad in Egypt? No. Is the average cop bad in Ferguson? No. They're just the rubber meeting the road of the PSYOP. They don't know either. No. Jakari, your take on that?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the guys out here, they were much better behaved last night. They were much more respectful. They said, sir, can you just please step back, as opposed to, I'll blow your effing head off. My name is officer, go F yourself. It wasn't anything like that. But yeah, I think that is the case. They're going to come in, they're going to crack down, just like we saw back in August. They had the riots and the looting going on. Many of the businesses got looted along this street. And then they came in the next couple of days with the MRAPs, and that's when you saw the guys pointing guns at people in the crowd and doing all that. So I think there will be a similar thing.